Hi guys, thank you for joining me today. To be honest, I have filmed this video twice, and the first time I had audio issues, and then the second time I realized that I was focused on my background the whole time and I was out of focus. So we're trying again. But if I were to do a 10-minute makeup routine video or an everyday makeup routine or a summer routine, this is basically all it right here. Because in the summer I don't like to wear a lot of product, so this is just a very quick, easy, fresh face look. And while we're here, we're going to discuss like why I disappeared, where I've been, because I feel like I need to explain that before I come back. So I don't want to talk too much and then get carried away and have this be a long video because it is supposed to be a quick look. I'm going to get started and I'll be using like my favorite very lightweight comfortable products, and one of them is definitely the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream, and this has SPF 30, so it's definitely something that I like to throw on when I know I'm going to be outside, but it's really not sufficient sunscreen. My moisturizer has a sunscreen in it too, but I'd definitely rather be wearing this than a full coverage foundation right now. If I wanted full coverage in the summer and like actually wanted it to stay on my face when I get warm, I would definitely reach for the Estee Lauder Double Wear. That stuff is sweat proof. I've even unintentionally worn it into the pool before. Like, I didn't know I was going to go swimming later, but that stuff did not budge. This Bare Minerals tinted cream doesn't really provide any coverage, so I'm going to spot conceal with different products, and then we will use a foundation powder later on to build just a little bit more coverage. I do have allergies, and I even have some bug bites over here. I got bit by mosquitoes yesterday, so I do want to get some stuff covered up. The first thing I spot conceal is right around my eyes. I'm using my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. Right around my eyes is very dark, especially when I'm tired or I'm having allergy issues. This is a very yellow concealer. I feel like it might suit me better if I had a little bit of tan, but who am I kidding? I don't go outside in the heat. I don't mess with the heat. I'm going to use this is a Ulta sponge, and just blend that out. I don't think everybody needs to put concealer on their eyelid. Some people do, some people don't. It's definitely preference based, but because I have very dark prominent veins in my eyelids, I like to conceal them. I think keeping the eyes bright is really important when I'm trying to look fresh-faced and awake. Now I'm going to use my Maybelline Master Conceal Camouflaging Concealer in the shade 20 Light, and I like to use this to spot conceal. It has much more coverage than the under eye concealer that I used, and I get really red right around the nose and on the chin. So I like to apply some there to brighten that area up and even out my skin tone. To set all of that, I like to use my Urban Decay Naked Skin Ultra Definition Pressed Finishing Powder in the shade Naked Medium Light. Now, this does have some pigment to it, but I wouldn't actually consider this like a pressed foundation powder. I don't think it provides a lot of coverage, but I like to use this to set any sort of tinted moisturizer or BB cream so that I can set the product while also just providing a little bit more coverage. It just evens out my skin tone a little bit more. So now I have more coverage without wearing heavy foundation. I'm not too concerned about like acne scarring. I do like to take a translucent powder on the tip of my sponge. I'm going to use the Mercier translucent setting powder. And I go underneath the eyes and on the eyelid, wherever I don't want my concealer to crease. I'm going to use my e.l.f. blush and bronzer duo in the shade Fiji. I really like these mostly because they're matte and the bronzer isn't too orange. So while I bronze up my face, I guess I should explain. I kind of started a channel. I'd wanted to start a channel for years, like 6 years or so. I talked about it, I thought about it. It's just something that, it's one of those things that I always wanted to try doing, and I always said I would. And basically people started calling me out like, then do it. Like, okay. So I started and I was really happy, and I made 3 videos and then I disappeared. Although I was filming more videos. I did continue filming when I was editing them and actually watching myself, like watching the videos back. It was just so uncomfortable. I think watching myself try too hard to be normal or try too hard to pretend that I was comfortable, it looked awkward and it looked fake, and I just didn't like it. I wasn't happy with the videos. At least I wasn't proud enough of them to actually upload them. I have you zoomed in so I can do my brows with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It doesn't matter if I'm doing a very low effort look. I will always fill in my brows, mostly because I do have very thick, very full brows, but right in here they kind of disappear, especially in certain lights. So I just want to make sure that they're even and a little bit defined with an even shape. I actually need to get them done soon. They're getting kind of crazy. So some things happened in my time off. I mean, it's been a long time, but I think I'm just going to start over. I kept nitpicking all the other videos I filmed that I didn't want to put up. And I was being way too hard on myself. I was freaking out. I tend to do that. I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist. My mom is shaking her head at me right now. I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist. I'd say I set my expectations too high sometimes. Like, I shouldn't have put so much pressure on myself to start out perfect right off the bat. Just jumping into it, I wanted the quality to be up to par with everyone else, because I thought, why would anyone click on my video if it didn't look as good as the other 50 videos on the same subject? That's tricky. In the YouTube beauty community, it's kind of an oversaturated market. So I had to take the time to figure out what I wanted to bring into the community. Pause on the conversation. I'm going to throw a little bit of eyeshadow on. I don't always do this. It's still just a very quick routine, but the easiest little trick is to use your bronzer. And I've been seeing a lot of people do this recently, which makes me feel better that I'm not the only one who does this, like, all the time. But the bronzer is a great crease color just to kind of warm up the eyes and even out all the color on the face. I'm going to just take any shimmery light pink color and I'm throwing that on the lid with my finger. I apply most shimmer shadows with my finger because it's just easier that way. I get a lot more of that iridescence. I'm going to go back in with my brush and just buff out those edges. Might as well add a little definition to the lash line. So as I was saying, there are so many other people doing makeup on YouTube or trying to get their names out there or trying to grow their channel. So during that time away, I wanted to really think and consider what I wanted to do on YouTube besides just makeup. Like, I wanted to be sure of what I was going to bring to the community and what kind of space I wanted my channel to be. Like, I've been watching my favorite YouTubers for years, and I don't always explore many smaller channels, but I've been trying to do that lately, and I'm happy that I have, and I have a better understanding of how much YouTube has changed, and I just wanted to figure out how I'm different from anybody else. And I think the answer is that I am not perfect and don't want to be, but I'm fully prepared, now I am, after that break, I'm fully prepared to come on the internet and be honest about the fact that I'm not 100% comfortable with who I am or my weight. And then watching those videos, like seeing myself, I was beating myself up. Like when my wisdom teeth came in and moved my teeth, I didn't realize how crooked I thought they were until I saw my videos. And I was paranoid about people seeing my fingers, because when I'm nervous, I have compulsive skin picking issues, so my fingers are often torn up. And I have always had very naturally thick brows, and I do have a double chin, and I think I sound so weird on camera. And when I'm nervous, I tend to say stupid things. It happens to all of us. But I was just being paranoid. And I had to kind of take that time to decide not to be, to just chill out and do what I want to do, because I was letting all those fears and insecurities get in the way of something that I've been wanting to do. And every day that I wasn't uploading to YouTube after finally starting my channel, I was beating myself up for it. Like, what are you doing? You did it. You know you can. Keep going. For a really subtle look, I would throw on kind of a My Lips But Better nude kind of color. And I've been really liking Wet n Wild Spare It All 902C. These lipsticks are impressive. I could leave it like this and I could go out the door, but one thing I really like to do in the summer when I don't want to wear a lot of product and I don't want to spend a lot of time on my eyes, especially like liner, I do a very simple eye and a bright lip because it makes me feel like I tried. It makes me feel like a high effort look, but I mean, it's really easy. And my most used lipstick every summer, it's definitely the Sephora Cream Lip Stain. I believe this is in the shade 09. I don't understand their shade system, because I've seen them specified by number and by words. I just kind of smudged that lipstick off. See, for years, I have hated how small my lips are. Like, a long time I've thought about lip injections. It's not something that I would do anytime soon, but it's not something that I would be opposed to doing if I had the opportunity. And that's one of those things where if I'm going to come on the internet, I need to be prepared for people having opinions about what I do and how I look. I get that, and I'm ready for that, and that's fine. That's just part of it. It's not fine when the internet is just a nasty place that tears people up, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to make my own channel and my own space where I can be part of a community that's maybe a little bit more positive. Because I do notice that in a lot of my own subscriptions, you kind of see a different demographic or different subscriber base in different kind of channels. I personally love Desi and Katie's comment section. I love their subscribers. I feel like we are all great friends because we bond over how amazing and just positive and confident and goofy those women are. Speaking of, I'm like dying over their collab. So I know I don't have many subscribers right now, but if any of you know who Desi Perkins and Lusterlux are, and you haven't seen their collab, you should go check it out because it's gorgeous. Oh, psh. Yep, and just spit at me. I'm going to set my face just a little bit with MAC Fix Plus. Ugh. I hate getting my face wet, so I will probably never look pretty spraying setting spray on my face. And I do not care. It's just not pleasant for me. I hate it when my face gets wet, whether I have makeup on or not. So thank you so much for just hanging out and listening, and maybe you did your makeup with me. I don't know. But I do have big plans and I have goals and I have things that I want to do here. I'm not going to stop. Hopefully I can get back into the swing of things. So I hope that you subscribe and I hope you stick around. And I really just hope that this video makes it up, because if this video is ruined like the last two, I'm going to be so sad, because this is such an easy, low maintenance look that I want to share. So if I really wanted to like look really good without doing much, I would just throw on dangly earrings right now. I'm not going to do that though. Not today. Thanks for watching. Bye guys. Why am I so weird?